So today we're rebuilding the Rays, a team that I think could have an interesting offseason. Similar to the Blake Snell situation, I think Tyler Glasnow could be another pitcher on the move. The Rays just are willing to make moves and make trades, and they don't really seem to be attached to any certain player. And with his contract expiring fairly soon, I feel like this is the right time for them to finally cash in. He's healthy, he looked really good this previous season, and I feel like there's definitely a team out there that would be willing to trade for him. On top of that, there's still some, uncertainty around what's happening with Wander Franco. I think the Rays have a little bit of an idea of what's really going to happen, but the less said the better. He's clearly not with the team right now. And of course, the Rays really are just one of those teams that just find players that are kind of diamonds in the rough, and they just kind of do their own thing, and it works for them. But with that being said, I'm going to hop in. I'm going to take that next step and get them to a World Series. Before we get any further into today's video, don't forget to check out Underdog Fantasy. They ran this special on screen now for the start of the NBA season, and with news that Devin Booker was out, so they ran a Kevin Durant special. But they've been running a lot of in-game specials and featured pick'ems for the MLB, NBA, and NFL seasons. So if that sounds good to you, head over to Underdog Fantasy and use code ANT when signing up, or click the link in the description down below and they'll match your first deposit up to $500. So let's talk about this team. Pitching wise, let's just get that out of the way. Why does it seem like every Rays pitcher is getting Tommy John? Is that a product of the pitching lab? Is it a coincidence? It seems like they were dropping like flies, not just this year, but last year too. And it's tough to keep up with like who's even pitching anymore for the Rays. But looking at it, McClanahan, Applin, Rasmussen, Springs, Savale, Taj Bradley, Shane Baz, whatever it is. But like even just going through those, it seems like half of them were injured this year and will be waiting to come back. I know Zach Little had some time this year, Fleming as well. Brendan McKay, I don't think will ever pitch again. The dude's just, his arm's made of just, I don't even know, roast beef. It's bad. And I know they have a couple others as well. I've also thinned out the team a little bit. I've already released some of the guys that I didn't want moving forward. Bullpen, they always find guys that they can just turn into good relievers. And then now talking about the catchers, it's going to be interesting because I'm not really attached to any of these catchers. I'm really not. Betancourt, I know was like the main guy this year because Mejia sucks. Rene Pinto's like the new backup. I did draft this guy who looks like he's going to mash, but he doesn't really look like he's a good catcher. So there's that. First base, Yandy. Didn't realize he's like the same age as Christian Yelich, which is pretty interesting. But I think Yandy's one of the more underrated players in baseball. Harold Ramirez could be a trade piece this offseason. Just one of those guys that they may not want to pay, 5, 6, 7 mil to, and they think they can get similar production elsewhere. I know Xavier Isaac is kind of like a bat that they drafted. It'll be interesting to see how he progresses. Lau at second base is fine. Super cheap deal. Interesting to see what happens with the Ronda. He's had really small appearances in the majors and really hasn't been showing the ability that he has at the major league level. AAA numbers are great. MLB numbers, not so much. Vidal Brujan, I don't know what to really expect from him anymore. He hasn't really, kind of the same thing. AAA, he looks okay. Major league level, not so great. Drafted this Todd Holder guy. I think I'm going to move him to first base. Actually, I might move him to third. He doesn't really have the greatest of arms, but 6'4", good fielding. I could move him to first too. Somehow he could play third and short, so maybe third. He's a big dude, 6'4", 220, and he's got no power. That's crazy. Paredes at third is a pretty solid guy. You got Caminero, who I think is going to be really good, really talented player. Curtis Mead, also a very talented player. Taylor Walls is Taylor Walls. Carson Williams, again, another prospect for the future. And I don't really know what to expect from the rest of the guys. Like at some point they were hyped up, but they kind of cool off throughout the season. Arosa Reina's that guy for sure. Josh Lowe in center field's a good center fielder. Jose Siri, super hot or cold. He's either like the best player in baseball or not. It's one of those guys. Drafted Peter Lynch, by the way, looks absolutely insane. Also drafted Roscoe Lee, looks pretty good also. And then in right field, Luke Raley. I think he does a good job with what he's expected to do. And then Margot's whatever. Honestly, if he can get traded, I'm cool with that too. So looking at the lineup, I feel like we're pretty good. I'm not too worried about it. Pitching wise, we're gonna most likely move Glasnow and get Springs in here. Taj Bradley can be the long reliever or somebody else. We'll figure it out. Honestly, I don't expect to change too much with this team. Just a couple things here and there. So it's time to get ready for the postseason, the start of the season. But before we do that, we're gonna trade Tyler Glasnow. And I was looking at the team going, I feel like pitching wise, we're pretty good. Like I don't think we really need to go out of our way to pick up somebody. Lineup wise, though, I feel like maybe we could get like someone that helps us out at second, helps us out at third. I did sign Evelyn Goria. I'll tell you that in a second. Just someone that's a little bit of like a utility guy and kind of play a couple different positions. And how we're gonna do that is we are gonna go to the Cubs. And I feel like the Cubs actually could be one of those teams that is in the market for Tyler Glasnow. And I'm going to take Christopher Morel from them. I'm also going to take Ben Brown, who is one of their better pitching prospects. Had a couple injuries this year, kind of set him back. And then I'm also going to pick up a player that, like, it just seems like he's not in the plans for the Cubs right now, in Matt Mervis. Could I get more? 100%. 100%. I could probably get Ian Happ in this deal. I could honestly, let me see something. Where is he? I'm not that far off of getting Acuna. I'm not that far off of getting Michael Harris. I could probably go to the Angels and say, give me Mike Trout. That is how high Tyler Glasnow is rated in this. But the thing is, I want to go out and I want to get someone that's a little bit different. And Christopher Morel is one of those guys. Can I get Aaron Judge? Like, that's kind of where we're at with Glasnow. I can basically get Tatis. I know I can get Soto almost. Ohtani, pretty much can get Ohtani for Glasnow. You can kind of see, I can basically just get whoever I want. That's where we're at. Corbin Carroll, yeah, give me Corbin Carroll. But I do wanna change it up. We're gonna go with Morel. I'm gonna go Ben Brown. I'm gonna see if we can get Ben Brown. And then, like, I thought about Brendan Davis, but I'm like, I'm not gonna use him. I'm not going to. And Matt Mervis could potentially just be a DH, a first baseman for us, depending on how quickly Yandy Diaz regresses. And also, I don't know what the plan is yet with Harold Ramirez. I don't really know what to do with them. What's the situation with the minor league options? Perfect. All right, so we're gonna go for these three for Tyler Glasnow. I'm thinking Morel's gonna hop in. Ooh, who's he gonna take over for? Maybe Paredes. And then we go like that. Paredes at DH. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Catcher is still a little iffy, but we'll figure that out. Yeah, let's get to the start of the season now. Let's talk about this team. I know. So we might just be like kind of boom or bust, but I'm hoping that we're busting. So Lowe, Arozarena, Diaz, Morel, Paredes, Lau, Siri, Betancourt, and Caminero. Catcher's kind of where I'm hoping that guy that we drafted is really good. I don't think he's going to be because of his vision and discipline and contact being low, but there's a chance. So we'll be on the lookout for that. We've got Mervis. We've got Isaac at first. Vidal Brujan might be a trade piece. I don't know how much value he has, but he might be. We've got Holder now. Instead of a second baseman, he's going to be a third baseman. But his hitting stats look pretty good. I signed Evan Longoria just because, you know what? Let's bring him back. Let's let him retire here. Let him be that guy. And then you can kind of see what we got going at third. Shortstop, Carson Williams. I'm going to keep my eye on him, see how quickly he develops. And then in the outfield, we are a little thin. We do have Lynch and Lee. And then I signed Greg Mayer, who was actually a guy I had on my radar for the draft, but I didn't draft him. And to see potential could help us out. We did lose Nico Holsizer to the Rule 5 draft, along with a couple other players. They didn't show up on the that they were Rule 5 eligible. I really need them to like update the way that works, because it just doesn't show you all the players that are Rule 5 eligible, and it's really annoying. So they got to figure that out. SDS, we got to figure out a new way to show who's gonna get picked out on the Rule 5 draft, because I would have liked a couple of those guys that we lost. I think we lost like 4 players, which is I think the most I've ever lost in the Rule 5 draft. But pitching, let me show you pitching. This is what we have. Honestly, I don't really like Taj Bradley here, but I don't think he really trumps any of these other guys here. And then our bullpen currently looks like this, with plenty in the farm system. I got to rearrange this because we have all relievers in the rotation and like all our starters in the bullpen. But we're looking good. I'm feeling good about this team. I mean, we're ranked second. The only issue might be the contact, and I'm hoping it's not. Let's get through this first season. All right, deadline. 4 games above the Orioles. Pitching looks really good. There are a couple arms that I'm like, that doesn't look great, but everybody else is doing pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with that. Bullpen looks fantastic. Really good. And then lineup wise, for the most part, players are doing really well. Couple low averages like Brandon Lau. But everybody else looks pretty good. Jose Siri kind of sucks, so he's a player that I'd be okay parting ways with. Catcher is another area that I'm going to look to try to potentially upgrade, and then our prospects look fantastic. We've got Lynch here, who looks unbelievable. He's hitting 300. Aranda, not so much. Neither Mejia. I guess I could try to give Mejia another shot. Carson Williams doing okay. Curtis Mead's doing okay. Matt Mervis is doing pretty well. And then a couple others down here like Holder and Isaac. So, like I said, things are looking pretty good. I might trade Margot because his contract's expiring. I might trade Siri because I don't really think he's part of the team moving forward. And then Harold Ramirez, if I can keep him super cheap for that last year of arbitration, I say why not keep him? You know, like he's hitting really well. Or I trade him while his value is really high, and then we call up Matt Mervis to kind of supplement the bench a little bit, because we could use another lefty off the bench. That could really be a move that we look at. Trade block, the generational talent that has played one time for the Pirates, is getting traded. 6'5" shortstop. I'm assuming it's because they have O'Neal Cruz and like 9 other shortstops in their team. They also do have Cody Bellinger. No, they just have these. Why not just rock with those two? He could play second. He could play third. Who do they got at second? Tamar Johnson, who's also called up. Okay, yeah, I mean, I can see why there's like a little bit of a traffic jam, but like, I feel like you would make something work, you know? Like O'Neal Cruz doesn't have outfield eligibility. Okay. They did bring in Cody Bellinger. Interesting team. But I was checking the block to see if there was a catcher available. There really isn't one that I'm intrigued by. So I think we're gonna maybe Kyle Teal, but that's within the division, so I feel like that's a no. Sam Huff. You know, there really isn't a catcher out there that I'm like, you know what, let's do it. I've looked. I really don't see anybody that I'd be willing to make a trade for, like, at all. There just isn't anybody. I'm like looking like Salvi. You know, I don't really like that. Nothing against Salvi. I just don't think that really works. Tyler Soderstrom, is he a catcher moving forward? Let's see what he's been up to. Oh boy, he's been bad. Okay, so probably not him either. I just like, I'm looking. There's really not anybody that I'm like, yes, let's add them to the team. Miguel Amaya, maybe. What's he been up to in AAA? He's not been bad. Are we just gonna take all the Cubs players? What do they need? They need a catcher. I've got, maybe we'd give Mejia a shot. Like that's probably just our best bet. Let Mejia take over for the second half of the season. If he does well, great. If not, then we go after a catcher. I think that's what we got to do, because like I just don't like any of the options right now. Like maybe Campusano, take another Padres catcher. Joey Bart, I feel like he's third string now with Sable and Patrick Bailey above him. So there's that. Lineup wise, I guess we could just trade Siri for now, maybe Margot as well, and see if we can maybe just get a, I don't know. Let's see what's available. I'm going to trade Manuel Margot for Brandon Hughes, a young lefty pitcher that we could use for the future. And then I'm also going to trade for Braylon Marquez from the Cubs. I know I'm making a lot of trades with the Cubs. Braylon Marquez, I think I'm going to try to turn him into a reliever and see what happens. Maybe he helps us out next year. I just kind of want Brandon Hughes. And I looked for different prospects that I could get. None of them were like close to being MLB ready. And also just some of the other players I could get similar outfielders to Margot, but I don't necessarily need outfield. I don't necessarily need infield, and it's always good to have pitching. So I'm just going to pick up these two lefties. It's always good to have lefties too. So I'm getting rid of a deep potential pitcher that's super low rated. I don't hate the trade. All right, so really no changes to the team. Yeah, I was going to trade Siri, but we might as well keep him. I mean, like, what's the worst that happens? He gets worse. I mean, it's not like that's really possible. And like, that's kind of what Siri does. He hits home runs or he doesn't. I mean, yeah, so we'll see. I mean, we've got arbitration for the next couple of years, maybe a little bounce back season. If not, we let him go and it's not the end of the world. Morel's going to hop in center field now. And yeah, that's the team. Plus, like, we've got Lynch, we've got Meyer, I guess, depends. And then, you know, we've got Holder, we've got Isaac. Where was that? Didn't we draft we got Roscoe Lee also. So we've got plenty of depth options for young guys. I'm looking pretty closely to see how well they progress. And then pitching wise, I feel good. I feel good. I feel like we're pretty strong. So let's just keep going. Oh, I wasn't even at the deadline. I got ahead of myself. I went to go. Either way, what I was going to do was I was going to sign my draft picks. And then I started looking at the team and I was like, you know what? Let's just make the trades early. Yeah, we were only at like July 13th. So, okay, don't worry about the deadline. I don't think we're going to make any trades anyways. We just went and made our trades. Unless like something crazy happens where I need to make a trade. I think that's it. So we won 99-63, taking on the winner of the wild card game. It was actually really close between us and the Orioles. Only one game back. But, we're just a better team. We're just a better team. League leaders, pitching wise, Shane McClanahan was unbelievable. Arozarena had the most walks. Let's see who had the most home runs. Jordan with 50 and 51 for Mookie Betts. Really? Okay. Team rankings wise, offensively, we were probably pretty low average wise. We were 19th. What about runs? We were 6th. So, like I said, average might be a little low. What about pitching wise? How did we rank? We were the best pitching team in baseball. Love to see it. Awards. Cy Young. There we go. Jordan MVP. Shane McClanahan was 2nd. And then Juan Soto beat out Mookie Betts. All right. That's a crazy. I mean, even Spencer Strider have a season. Spencer Strider, obviously Cy Young winner. McClanahan, obviously the AL winner. Strider, we already knew that. Nolan Jones was the batting title winner along with Aaron Judge, Ryan Presley, and Evan Phillips, reliever of the year. We had a nomination for Peter Fairbanks. I mean, both really, really close. Rookie of the year was Henry Johns. Oh, this is the other generational talent. Yeah, the Rangers just got a left fielder who can also play catcher, along with Wyatt Langford too. So yeah, okay. Junior Caminero was 2nd for Rookie of the Year, and then Terry Erdman, who was also a player that was drafted in the first season of this world. He went to the Nationals, as you can see. He was Rookie of the Year, beat out Luis Angel Acuna, who started 152 games for the Mets this season. Wow. DJ Samuel also played 65 games and looks pretty good. Like, you should probably start him, Pirates. Tamar Johnson probably could have waited, just a little bit. Pitching wise, Kevin Kelly needs to be sent down, even though I definitely want him in the team, but like, who does he overtake? Also, they sent down, who did they send down? Kittredge was good, but I see why they sent him down. He's going down very quickly. He was like a 75 at the start of the season. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure, but I definitely need to send down probably Jalen Beeks. I think that's the move. And who did they send down offensively? Let's see here. Who am I missing? Basabe. I called Basabe up as an extra bat for us. So I think that's it. Yep. All right. So now if we send down Jalen Beeks, who also lost some potential, which is fine. I probably wasn't going to bring him back anyways. This is now the team. Okay, so Springs was moved over to the long relief spot. For some reason, he's just not really progressing like at all. I was kind of hoping maybe 1 or 2 overall, but overall, not too bad, not too great. Colin Poche was decent over 26 innings. Jason Adam was very good. Love to see that. We've got Kevin Kelly, who only pitched 1/3 of an inning, but got the hold. Gary Cleavinger is regressing, but he wasn't bad. Might be in the market for a new lefty. Good thing we traded for a couple. Sharon Armstrong was very good in the setup role, and then Peter Fairbanks was a nominee for reliever of the year, and it was fitting. McClanahan, unbelievable season. Love to see it. Let's probably lock him up long term. We've got Rasmussen, who was also very good. Taj Bradley came in, stepped up a little bit, but like, I need better. And then Zach Eflin was also pretty solid. Oh, Aaron Savale. Ooh, have a season. I'm thinking maybe Bradley over here for the postseason, and we go like that for the 4-man rotation. Lineup wise, Mejia only faced lefties. I'm in the market for a catcher. We're just gonna need a catcher. Basabe, yeah. Taylor Wall is off the bench, not too bad. Kind of what I'm expecting from him. Plus, he only faced lefties, but it wasn't bad. Yeah, it's not great. Harold Ramirez was really good. Honestly, he might be someone that like I offer arbitration to and then trade because his value is gonna be pretty high. And then Siri sucked. Yeah, there's that. Josh Lowe was very good. He's a guy that I want to keep in the team. Rosarena, also a guy that I probably want to keep in the team. He was good. Yandy, again. Ooh, the power number's a little low. The OPS is a little low. Huh. I mean, Yandy doesn't not really known for his power. The dude hits the ball hard. It's just always on the ground. Christopher Morel, 856 OPS. Not bad. On base percentage is a little low. 31 home runs, though, so I'm pretty happy about that. Paredes also had a pretty decent season, so I'll take it for sure. Brandon Lau, you know what, for like 4 million or so, like honestly, if I move him to the bench or just only have him face righties, I don't think it's going to be the worst thing ever. We've got Luke Raley, who's also starting to regress a little bit, but he had a good season, so I'm pretty happy with that production. And Christian Betancourt, honestly, it's not the worst season in the world, but like again, I think we need a little bit more offensive production from a catcher. And then at the same time, Caminero, I need him to step up, but he is improving a lot, so we should be okay. Postseason time. Let's go see who we take on. It is the Yankees. Let's see what we can do. That's not a good start. That's better. Good. All right, we win. Perfect. So now we're taking on the Guardians, and again, similar situation. We lose the first, but win the second, win the third, win the fourth, lose the. That's a tough loss right there. But we win anyways, and now we're taking on the Braves in the World Series, which I think this would be a very good series. So we have Eflin up. Man, McClanahan has been a little stinky for this postseason, but we are in the World Series. Did the Braves make any moves to improve the team here? Let's see here. Doesn't look like it. Maybe like a Jordan Luplow signing. Pitching wise, that's Danny Duffy was the only change they made. McClanahan is 0-3 for the postseason. He's gonna change it right here. Just kidding. No, he's not. Rasmussen wins. So similar situation, but we lose that game. We win. It's 2-2. McClanahan, I need you here. Thank you. 3-2. Rasmussen versus Fried, and we win a World Series season 1. There we go. I like that. Who won the award? World Series MVP Christopher Morel, and playoff MVP Christopher Morel. Have a World Series, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs. Okay, 17 RBIs all postseason. Was he just the main offensive threat? On the bench, we had a total of, what is that? 3, 5, 10 RBIs off the bench. That's pretty good, actually. And then in the starting lineup, I mean, almost a 300 average, 365, 277, 15 RBIs. How is Yandy Diaz not in the conversation for postseason award? You know what I'm trying to say. Christopher Morel, they got to change his player model. The dude has a size 47 head and like a toddler body. You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous. Paredes was pretty good. Brandon Lau was okay. Luke Raley was okay. And then the bottom half of the lineup was pretty bad, but the top half was good. We won a World Series. Christopher Morel was a key piece of that. Talk about a good trade. And let's get into the offseason now. Like I said, Evan Longoria, probably should have called him up for the postseason just to be part of the squad, but he retires a Ray. Love to see it. Okay, this is where things get a little interesting. Did this guy develop at all? He did not. He actually went down quite a bit because I signed him. He was like let me see how much he regressed. A lot. He was like a 69 when I signed him. I was kind of hoping maybe at AAA he would develop a little bit, but I'm going to decline this option. Kittredge can go. Barebia, again, another one of those guys I was signing. He is 34, so I wasn't expecting too much growth, but maybe like another overall or two. I'm going to let him walk. And then Armstrong, I think I'm going to do a 1-year situation here, and I'm going to give him the money that he wants because he was really good at 34. He's probably not going to be too much, like, hold that rating too much longer. Honestly, I'm worried that he's not even going to hold it for this upcoming season, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right, 40-man. I definitely need to make sure I double check that. We are a little bit tight at 37 guys, so I might have to make a couple cuts. Like Jalen Beeks, get out of here. That's one of the cuts. Robert Stevenson, get out of here. That's another one. Tristan Gray, I might keep him around. Let's see. Anybody else that I might keep Clevenger because lefties, like I said, you got to have those lefties available. And then, honestly, one of the catchers is probably getting the chop. Renee Pinto actually like improved a lot. Holy cow. Maybe we just start him. Maybe that's just the move. Maybe Betancourt's the guy that leaves, and then we go Pinto, trade these two, and get like a really good catcher. Because like this guy's not ready. He's not. He's gonna strike out 400 times in a season. And Mervis, he might just be a bench bat for us. Honestly, none of these guys really improved His contact went down so much. None of these guys really improved to what I was hoping they would. Holder's not bad. Holder's not bad. What about Carson Williams? He's close. He's really close. Honestly, we could probably get him into the team if we really wanted to. Peter Lynch, I think he's got to start. I just don't know where he starts. Roscoe Lee probably doesn't start, but I think Peter Lynch is a guy that has to get in the lineup. I just don't know. I guess right field, right? Because he's going to go in center. Morel probably plays DH, and then, or that outfielder who's got like 12 fielding can play DH, and then Luke Rayleigh could get moved to the bench. Okay, I think we're actually pretty set. I think we're pretty set. Pitching, I think we're fine. Maybe a bullpen addition if we really need to, and then maybe just sprinkle in a couple bench bats. I think this team's pretty set. We actually built a pretty good squad with like the 1 or 2 moves that we made. So I'm going to trade for Tyler Stevenson of the Reds. I'm giving up 2 players that I'm just not going to use. We've got way too many catchers now because we have Stevenson, Mejia, Betancourt, and Pinto. So I don't really know what to do with this situation, but we'll figure it out. I did get... Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to sort out the team a little bit because we're currently 3 players over the 26-man squad. I don't know. I'm going to go back to the Reds. We're just going to rob the Central of all their players in this rebuild. Hunter Harvey is going to join us. I noticed they didn't have a single catcher. I didn't realize I only took their only catcher. And Hunter Harvey was nasty last year. So I want him in my bullpen because I need a little bit of bullpen help. I actually thinned out the bullpen quite a bit. Not really made it better. I guess I could see like who else needs a catcher that could potentially also have a better... What is Josh Hader doing on the Athletics? That just has like a better reliever. That honestly, Hunter Harvey makes a lot of sense. Let's just go back to the Reds. Give me Hunter Harvey, and that's the trade. Yes. All right, so we're still ranked first. Best pitching. Contact went up quite a bit. Power's top 5. Speed top 6. I mean, look at the team. We didn't change up too much. Like I said, I'm gonna leave it as is. I feel like we've got a really good squad, and Hunter Harvey really bolsters up that bullpen. And like I said, we still got plenty of other arms to look out for. I mean, we traded for Ben Brown. Probably won't even use him, but really that trade was all about getting Christopher Morel, who was key. He was monumental for the World Series. So put him in the lineup. We also added Peter Lynch. Not a lot of lefties now. We've kind of just gotten rid of like all the lefties, but to be honest, I think this team looks really, really good. Budget wise, we still have 54 mil. Next year, we only have 13 mil on the books, which is crazy. The whole team's a free agent next year. Obviously, things would be a little bit different where I'd probably go in and, extend some contracts, but I feel like we're in a really good spot where, players like, let me sort by age. Like Armstrong at 34, you could probably let walk. Yandy, maybe like year by year basis. Betancourt, same thing. Adam, arbitration for 1 more year. Probably not bringing back Stevenson. Probably not bringing back Poche if you don't really need to. But yeah, it's really just like a case by case basis where, like, honestly, you could really just kind of revitalize this team with the youth that you have, the prospects that you have, and just keep building on that. I feel like we did a really good job. I mean, even if you look at the team, 27, just hit 30, 33, 25, 26, just hit 30, 24, 28. What? 2-3 players were over the age of 30 in the starting lineup. Rotation, you've got McClanahan, Rasmussen, Eflin just hit 30, Savale's under 30, Bradley's under 30. You got Boz and Ben Brown. I mean, we're set for the future. I like this team. Won the division 103 and 59. I mean, again, taking on the winner of the wild card. We're absolutely killing it. Team rankings wise, really quickly, we're top 5 for batting average now. Runs, we are top 7. Okay, we cooled off a little bit runs wise. What about pitching? We got to be at the top, right? We are second. We tied for first with the Brewers. It's pretty good. League leaders, Morel with RBIs, a Rosarena with runs, and a Rosarena with walks, which is awesome. That generational talent is crazy for the Rangers, by the way. Holy cow. Home runs went to Pete Alonso with the Twins, and Ohtani with the Dodgers. Awards, Rookie of the Year for Peter Lynch, which is awesome. Christopher Morel, MVP. Talk about a pickup. Huge pickup. Ohtani won it on the other side. Cy Young went to Burns. And McClanahan and Eflin finished second and third. Garrett Cole. Johns won the batting title. Soto won it on the other side. Nick Anderson and Paul Sewald are the relievers of the year. And then our rookie Peter Lynch was the rookie of the year. And Gordon Graceffa won it for the Cardinals. All right, so pitching-wise, Rasmussen really struggled this year. Don't know what it was. I didn't really want to turn to any of the other guys just because I felt like at 87 overall, he should be good. Just couldn't figure it out. Poche was fantastic. Jason Adam was also very good. Love to see that. Same thing with Hunter Harvey. I told you this was going to be a huge pickup for us, and it was. Kevin Kelly's going to take over for Clevenger, who struggled a little bit. Like, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't great. And then I guess I could have turned to Boz or Ben Brown instead of Rasmussen, but Sean Armstrong, again, fantastic in the setup role. And then Peter Fairbanks continues to just get absolutely insane. McClanahan up to a 99 overall. Insane numbers. You love to see Jeffrey Springs right behind him doing fairly well. Zach Eflin was also fantastic, even though he regressed. He was regressing, and look at what he put up. Rasmussen wasn't even close. Savale, again, fantastic. And then Taj Bradley did struggle. So we're probably going to look like this for the postseason. I might flip these two so it's lefty, righty. And we saw the bullpen. Lineup-wise, our bench was pretty atrocious. It didn't matter who we put there. They just weren't producing. It was really bad. The only player that did, Harold Ramirez, the guy that I thought about trading. The reason I kept him was his arbitration was under $2 million both seasons. Got to keep him. Josh Lowe. Yeah, it's a crazy good season from the leadoff spot. Arozarena's potential went up to A. He hit almost 40 home runs. Yandy Diaz hit a 400 on base percentage, or had a 400 on base percentage. Morel was MVP. He was insane. Look at the numbers that he put up, and he struck out 173 times. Brandon Lau, not a bad season. Bounce back year. Love to see it. Actually, a really good season from him. Peter Lynch was rookie of the year. He regressed. Okay. Crazy. Caminero is improving, but had a little bit of a down year this year. And then Stevenson also had a potential, but look at the numbers he put up at the catcher spot. And Paredes also had a down year. So we're going to have to start turning to some of these young guys, because our MLB guys just aren't delivering. So let me add this guy to the lineup. Lefty DH lineup's good. We're good to go. Who are we facing in the postseason? The Mariners. Okay. The Mariners. Did they shake things up? They usually make their starting rotation even crazier. Lamont Wade Jr. is in the team. Same thing with Trace Thompson and Matt Chapman. Okay. Did they add anything to their pitching staff? Not really. Jordan Holloway is really the only change. We should win. All right, let's do this. Okay. Yeah. End it. Perfect. Next series, this one's gonna be the tough one. The Rangers are definitely gonna be tough. Pitching looks good. I mean, that's a crazy pitching staff for sure. Some older players, but still a really good pitching staff. This is what I'm worried about. Leody Taveras, Nathaniel Lowe, Seager, Adolis Garcia, Henry Johns, Evan. Dude, this team's insane. Look at their bench too. Holy cow. That's crazy. Yikes. Honestly, I'm looking at the thing like the Dodgers or the Brewers. I feel like we can beat both those teams. Honestly, I feel like this right here is a World Series. Their offense is crazy. Their pitching is crazy. If we can win, that's massive. Oh, we swept them. No problem. And then now we're taking on the Dodgers, who do have Ohtani, right? And Ronnie Mauricio. Okay, Candelario. Pitching wise, they've lost Bueller. Okay. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe I maybe I misjudged the Dodgers. They're kind of crazy. I don't know though. That Rangers team was crazy good though. That was a crazy offense. Like, how many 90s did they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 90s. Their lowest rated starter is 83 overall. And what did you do during the regular season? I mean, that's not a bad season. That's not a bad season at all. Their team's insane. The Dodgers are too, but I feel like we can definitely beat them. All right, we got to do it. Game 1, we win 9-1. That's a big win. Back to back. Okay, are we gonna do this just like that on the road? Sure, why not? At Dodger Stadium. McClanahan's on the mound. Normal starting lineup. Let's get into it. All right, so nothing happened the first inning. That's not a good start there. 2-0. Yeah, not great. But the double play, man. Oh, that's tough. And then they get a leadoff triple. Don't get the run in though. That's big. We're still only down 2. We need to wake up a little bit though. We need to start scoring some runs here. Tyler Stevenson can't deliver. Man, I mean, we've got the same amount of hits. We're just not taking advantage of those runners in scoring position. Double, and he gets out of it. Okay, double's a good start. Morel, there we go. We needed him to be clutch. A pop-up, a fly-out, and then a fly-out. All right, we at least got one back, so that's good. All right, I think that might be it for McClanahan. He's getting a little tired. Yeah, let's be smart here. Okay. Let's go Poche. Lefty, lefty, boom. Ooh, the single. I think Chris Taylor hits righties well, so let's go to Adam. Gets out of it. All right, 8th inning. They're going to go to Ken Giles. That's a good start. Double play, though. Oh, that is unfortunate. And my only other lefty. Okay, I'm just gonna have to hope that nothing crazy happens here, and it doesn't. All right, it comes down to this inning. Evan Phillips, strikeout, a fly out, and a fly out. All right, so we lose that game. That's okay. We still got a comfy lead. A comfy lead. We are still away. And it comes down to Zach Eflin. Can now he deliver for us? And we're facing Tony Gonsolin. I feel like we should be able to do something here. Again, runners in scoring position. And they're getting triples. That's like their 4th triple in 2 games. What is going on here? Double plays. Come on, guys. A double for Paredes is huge. A ground out, a strikeout. I mean, that's what, 2 innings now? 2 of our 3 innings, we've had guys in scoring position and we don't do anything with it. 3 innings now. We got to do something here. I mean, this is not looking good. Again, Paredes with the double. A fly out, a walk. Thank you, Christopher Morel. This guy's insane. Get him in your franchise. This guy is absolutely insane. Eflin's tired. Let's take him out. Couple lefties coming up. Poche, I need you again. Stolen base by Freddie Freeman, but he gets the out. That's all I needed right there. A strikeout, a ground out, and a ground out. That's okay. I think we're going to change it up here. Let's go with maybe Rasmussen here. See if he can eat a couple innings. Okay. Maybe not. That sucks. Rasmussen, man. What the heck? What the heck? Get him out. Hunter Harvey, please. That's what I needed. A double, though. That's big. That's big. Caminero, please. I need you here. That's not what I needed. Paredes. An error, man. That's error. Error scared me there. Okay. A walk is big. A walk is big. I'm not going to steal. I think he's going to get thrown out. A single's even bigger. Scoring position for Christopher Morel. And he's... Oh, man. Please. He pops out. A strikeout. A walk. All right, we'll take him out. Let's go Armstrong here. Gets the out. And he gets caught stealing. That's big. That's big. All right. Caminero. Do we have somebody? Okay. So I think we go Aranda here. And then hopefully we can make a substitution. I don't think we really can, but nothing's going to happen. Substitution. Aranda for Walls. All right. Armstrong, I need you here again. A single and a pop-up. This is too many innings already. All right. Lefty. A Rosarena, thank you. I was hoping somebody was going to do it, and he did it. Perfect. Okay, so now we go to Pete Fairbanks, whatever you want to call him. You got to be kidding me, man. Are you serious? How does that happen? First and third, please get the sac fly in. He doesn't get the sac fly in. Thank you, Christopher Morel. Thank you. And then Pete Lynch gives us the lead. We got to go to somebody else, though. I think we go Jason Adam here to hopefully shut the door with a 2-run lead. Please don't. Thankfully, World Series 1. Christopher Morel with 4 RBIs. I'm telling you, just give him the MVP award again. Oh, it went to Randy Rosarena. That's cool. That's cool. 4 RBIs, 2 home runs, and a 474 average. He also had 6 RBIs and almost 400 average in the postseason. Again, Morel, though, with 16 RBIs. The guy's a beast. All right, pitching-wise, Eflin was fantastic. Same thing with Springs. Savali struggled a little bit, but only pitched like once. And then McClanahan was fantastic. Looking at the bullpen, Kelly really was like the only one that struggled a little bit. Otherwise, that was crazy good. The bench really didn't get used, but they went over. And then Arozarena was fantastic. Yandy Diaz was fantastic. Morel, unbelievable. How did he not get the MVP? Brandon Lau was good. Peter Lynch was good. Caminero, Stevenson, okay. Paredes was good. Honestly, we built a super team here. This team was really good. But that's the Rays rebuild. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And if you want to see some more rebuilding content, there's some on the channel. But here's a rebuild for you on screen now. I rebuilt the Brewers, but I lost my best players. Just check it out.